Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Paloma, and today we're going to be doing a 2024 financial review and see what we were up to this past year, especially given that it is the new year and I am outside. The sun is nice and beautiful, trying to soak in those rays, and you'll see a little bit of puppies coming through. This is Kathy right here. If you haven't been to my channel, I just turned 27 years old. I live in San Diego, California, and I'm basically trying to get control over my finances. By the time I realized that I was going into the standard people getting credit cards, getting into debt, not thinking too much about it, it was a little too late, but I've been slowly working the last, I want to say, year and a half trying to get my finances together, and I'm excited for what 2025 has to bring. The point of today's video is to do a 2024 finance recap. I am excited for what 2025 has to bring, but you can't make progress if you don't know where you were. A point to reflect in how I was doing last year at the beginning of this year and how I did throughout the year, and where I'm starting today. My total spending for 2024 came out to 50,517 with 27 cents. This is a very, very big number. I don't know if all of you focus on tracking your spending. I use an app called the Rocket Money, and it helps you connect all of your like bank accounts, any credit cards. It tracks your spending for you, and I really like this. I got it a while ago, and it really helped me get a visual on what was happening with my money, how much I was spending, and really get like a better idea of that. Now, of course, the numbers are a little could be a little bit off, just because if you're spending with cash, like that doesn't go into account into there. I do have my own spreadsheet, but this is the number that we're going from with that, and it is 8% down from 2023, which is good in my book. I was totally out of control with spending, and I'm glad that it's going down. My total net income for the year was 58,760 with 95 cents. Again, this includes my regular paycheck. I do work a full 40-hour job. It also includes cash rewards when I use my credit cards. It includes my IRS refunds that I had earlier in the year. And it also includes people just paying me back. That was my income for the year, which is also very good. I think 50 is very scary to be spending, but also I'm glad that 58 was how much I made. Now let's go ahead and do some of that math. 58,000 minus 50,000. I'm left over with 8,243 with 68 cents, which is good. And it's money that you can put towards your savings. And that's exactly what I did. I'm so excited. The last time I did a video, we did a quarter recap of just January, February, March, and I just broke even, and I did have to draw from my savings. I'm glad that like the remainder of the year we were able to keep on the positive. Moving on to our goals. At the beginning of 2024, I was really trying to figure out like what do I want to focus on this coming year, and my top goal was to pay off my debt. My second goal was just to make sure I was able to maintain the basics, like having a roof over my head, having on, like electricity. My third goal was to have an emergency fund, because I was so used to living off credit cards. Having a credit card was my emergency fund. If an emergency happened, I'd swipe the card and put it on there. And my last goal was just to increase my income. I think if you watched a couple of the earlier videos, I was really like this year, I was really toggling with cutting back as much as I could. The previous year, 2023, I really went hard on the debt, and stretching every dollar that I could. And in 2024, that continued, but it was really starting to become a thing of like, maybe it's at certain point, like you can stretch your dollar so much, like there's so much of that dollar that can be stretched, and so much that you can cut back. But sometimes it is that you're just not making enough. I had to really think about how can I increase my income? Is that a side job? Is that asking for a pay raise? Like, what does that look like to be able to meet our goals? Starting with our first goal of 2024, the debt that I was at before I like opened my eyes and I was like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? Why am I getting into all this debt? I was at $606,000 worth of debt. This included my mortgage, it included credit card debt, it included a car loan, and it included money that I had borrowed from my family and money that I had to pay them back. Out of $606,000, 43,000 of that was personal debt. So that, again, that personal debt is like your credit card debt, car loan, student loans, like anything that isn't in mortgage is personal debt. And I'm happy to say that in January of 2023, I was down to $571,000 in debt. And starting off this month, day two, January 2025, I'm down to $505,000 of debt. I was feeling that debt pile, that debt rock. I feel like I couldn't breathe in 2023. I just felt like there was no room to do anything. And I'm glad that in 2024, I paid off all of my personal debt. There is no more personal debt to my name. And I feel so much better. I feel like I could start seeing the little steps we're taking towards financial independence. And that $505,000 that's left is my mortgage. I'm excited and I'm glad that that was something that we were able to accomplish this year. Moving on to my second goal, this was really just like making sure that I'm able to sustain the very minimum, having a roof over my head, being able to pay for bills and utilities. And here I spent $22,000 on home and utilities. That includes my rent, that includes my light bill, that includes my water bill, and my internet bill. And I'll say that this was my highest category. I'm also happy to say that we started our second year as a homeowner. We bought our home back in February of 2022. Wow, 2022. And this year we were able to complete 4 big home projects. So we're slowly tackling our home. It's a fixer upper. And this year we tackled getting new lighting. So we upgraded the lighting in the garage. We upgraded the lighting in the kitchen. We upgraded the lighting out in the patio. And then we updated some like little like things like outlets in rooms, etc. So we invested in the lighting of our home, which was good. The other thing is that we had termites in the house, so we did have to tent the home and be out of here for I think it was 3 to 4 days, and that was fun. I think I have a video in my other channel where I do my gardening, where I included some clips of us tenting the home, but that was that was an experience. And we also dealt with like little things like plumbing, a pipe burst, and just other little things. And moving on to goal number three, I wanted to have an emergency fund. And in my last video, which was I think 6 months ago, I had said that I was trying to get a $10,000 emergency fund. Most people recommend you have 3 to 6 months worth saved of like how much you spend in an emergency fund. And I decided that I was going to try to save $10,000 just because, again, we have a lot of things to take into consideration than just like our rent and bills. And I wanted to make sure that we were covered. And I'm happy to say that starting January 2023, we had almost $8,000 in our savings. And starting now, January 2025, we have $18,000 in an emergency fund. So, yay, we met our goal. I'm so excited. Um, I love like this recap. It makes me feel happy. It makes me feel good that we were able to meet, the goals that we had set for ourselves. And you don't know how that's gonna turn out. It's not something that you visually show, like, oh yeah, look, I've been paying down my debt. Like you don't have a debt bag that you wear, or you don't have a like it's not tangible. But I'm so happy. Like the relief, you don't imagine the relief that I have knowing that if an emergency happens, I don't have to rely on my credit card. And then the fourth goal that we had for 2024 was really like increasing our income. How do we do that? I did ask for a raise back in 2023 with my previous job, but they weren't able to accommodate that at the time. And so I did start looking for other ways. I did consider getting a part-time job. I did consider getting like side gigs, just like trying to figure out how I can bring more income. I was also applying for jobs. And in June of 2024, I got hired and I started a new job paying me 67,000 a year. And that's gross income. The new job has 13 days of paid time off, which is good. It also has limited operations. So right now, this week of December, the 20th was the last day I worked, and then we went on to limited operations, and then it ends on the 3rd, and I go back next week on the 6th. So I felt like it's really good. I didn't have to use my paid time off. If they did need me, I was on call, so they could call me, but so far they haven't, and I have 1 day left of that. So I thought that was a good thing. I didn't know that at that time. They also do pay 100% of your insurance. So I have dental, vision, and just like the general insurance, and they pay for all of that. I do have a deductible because I'm using that. I forget what it's called. I'm blanking on it, but basically, you can get some of your income before tax to you. For example, I think I got out 2,500 before it got taxed to pay for like your teeth. I was looking at their list of the different things that they sell, and one of those was like if you need to get like LASIK surgery for your eyes or just like pads, like anything, all of that counts towards it. And then they do a 2.5 employee match, which I don't know if it's the best, but it's better than nothing. I think overall, I'm really, really happy about this new job, and it is a hybrid model. I think it aligns with my goals overall to give back to my community and help in any way that I can with skills that I have, as well as meet the what the job is supposed to meet, which is like that finances. Um, and my top category, drum roll, as you can see it there, is bills and utilities. We did spend $22,000 this year. It hurts, but I'm glad that I'm able to cover my living expenses. The second top spending category this year was pets. This one was one that I was not expecting. We spent 5,543 on our pets. For those that don't know, we have 10 pets at the moment. The beginning of 2024, we're getting our dog Coco getting neutered, and he just needed all his shots in general. He didn't have them. Our other dog needed the rabies shots and etc. Like, because just neutering was 500 something. Anyways, so that was that. But before the dog could get neutered, our other dog got pregnant, and she ended up having a litter of 8 puppies. She ended up passing away. One day, we woke up and she wasn't doing well. We got the phone call that she did not make it, and that one was tough to see, the impact that it had on my family. Like a month later, she had 2 babies that were runts that we had been feeding, trying to, do whatever you can, and they also didn't make it. Like about 2 months later, all of the puppies caught parvo, and they all got sick. And so that was another medical bill, trying, to do what we could to help them fight that disease, not disease, infection. And one of the dogs also didn't make it. And now we are down to 6 dogs with Coco, the original dog that we had, and 5 of the puppies that did survive. And then we do have 2 cats, a 2 turtle. This was the unexpected category that I didn't think I was going to be spending on. The pets aren't mine, so I don't spend on their food or things like that. I ended up spending 5,543 on just my part, and my brother helped me pay for those. And then in the bigger ones, my mom did too. Yeah, the purple one was a brutal one. It was a little over $10,000 to get them all treated, trying to save the puppy. The third biggest spending category was almost $4,000, which was the remainder I had on my credit card. And we were officially debt free. The fourth biggest spending category was my auto. and transport section. That includes gas, but it also includes my car battery died. Within like no more than 3 months, it got shot. It was part somebody like I guess was going really fast. I don't know. And they hit the back of the light. They broke the light. They like scratched it up. At another time, it was parked again, and I don't know how they did it, but they like crashed the side of my car, and the gas tank like got warped. Like it just went through a lot. This car. That was more money there. And of course, it includes things like Lyft and Uber. Other categories that I spent on is shopping. That was 3,500, and dining and drinks. That was 3,000, and then home and garden. Again, this is more like the home repairs, and then like some shopping, and then groceries, and that was 1,000. And all of these 5, 6, 7, 8, like all of these top categories in that section are the ones that I want to tackle. I want to get that a little bit more under control because that is a lot to be spending on those. That is a little bit above $10,000 that just went on that, which is crazy, crazy. And a couple of the remaining categories, I'm not going to go through all of them. I had more than 13 categories, um, but it's going to be too much to just go through all of them. But on number 9, I spent 875 on gifts. This includes, I did go to a wedding this year. Fees, I spent $770 on fees, which fees are very annoying. They're not fun, but you have to spend on them. What can you do? And then I did take a vacation, and I spent 513. And then fun. Fun is mostly dancing. I think it includes like tickets for the zoo because that's what we did this year for Christmas. We went to the zoo. So just like little random things like museum tickets. We went to the British Aquarium. So it's just like random little things. But I spent 290 on fun. And most of that was just dancing, which I'm not bad about. I want to spend more on dancing, but we'll see what the budget says. And then laundry. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize this is how much I'm spending on laundry, but I spent 265 this year on laundry. So that's a little bit about the categories. And ta-da, we made it. We're out in 2025. Welcome. I hope you can join me in this financial journey this year. I'm excited for what 2025 has. These are what I'm concocting right now in my mind of what my possible 2025 goals can be. I'll obviously, as the year goes, they'll shift and be better fleshed out. And I have a better idea of what they could be. I want to save a total of $35,000 by the end of the year. So moving from our $18,000 to $35,000. And that is going to be fun. I have an idea of where this money is going to be going to because 10K of that we know is our emergency fund. But then we have the rest to play with. And if you want, I can do a video on what that's going to look like. But those are our sinking funds. And then my second goal is I want to try baby step number 4 from Dave Ramsey's baby step. More specifically, I just kind of want to like learn more about it and dive deep into it. I know I watch finance videos and people say like get your Roth IRA, start going hard on your retirement like accounts and all of these. And I know I'm investing into my retirement account, but it's just kind of like the automatic thing from work. And I haven't really done much past that. And I do have a Roth IRA, but I think it only has like $2,000. So I just want to like learn more about it and take intentional steps on it. I'm nervous. It's a little daunting, but I think it could be exciting. The third goal is I want to control my variable spending. Again, this is the page we were looking at where it had like the shopping, the dining and eating, it's like those 4 specifically where I'm like, ooh, that's a lot of money to be spending a little bit above $10,000 on those categories. Even if we can like reduce it by half, I would be happy. Lastly, just like continue working on discipline. I made a video on discipline and all of these things aren't fun. It's not fun to go into a thrift store. I love thrifting, so this is an example. But you go into a thrift store and find all these cute clothes that you're excited about, and then have to think like, "Do I really need this? Do I need another pair of pants? Like, I have 27 dresses. Do I need another one?" You know? Or so, like, all of these, like, little things where it's like, it's not fun. It's not fun putting in the work, but I've started developing that relationship with discipline, and I wanna continue working on it, continue nurturing it, and it is definitely fun making a little presentation for my recap, and so I'm excited to work on those things. And that was it. That was my recap for 2024. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're excited, and I wonder how much you spent this year in 2024. And I wonder if you know how much you brought in. That is my question for you. Go ahead and leave it in the comments. And I will see you for the first paycheck of 2024. Sorry, 2025. See, I will see you for the first paycheck of 2025, and let me know what other videos you would like to see. I hope that your journey in getting control of your finances continues this year. And if you haven't started, it is never too late to start. What is that quote that they say? It would have been great to start planting trees 24 years ago, but the second best day is today. Same thing with your money. So with that, have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you at the next video.